Standing up. I'm Jeff Stein with today's Iowa Politics Report. Former President Donald Trump yesterday announced that he had put CNN on notice of intent to bring a civil action for defamation, that is. And it was through no small correspondence, apparently, a 282-page letter transmitted by email to the network's CEO and its executive vice president and general counsel. It claims that following the 2016 election, CNN repeatedly allowed assertions to be made that the president was illegitimately elected, and that CNN allowed those assertions to go largely unchallenged. It further states that CNN continued to allow and encourage defamatory comments during the Trump presidency, as well as surrounding the 2020 election. The former president said he would also be commencing actions against other media outlets that defamed him and, in his words, defrauded the public. Now, keep in mind that the chance of a public figure winning a libel case against a media outlet is quite small. That's because the legal standard is that Mr. Trump has to prove CNN allowed the comments either with knowledge that they were false or by exhibiting a reckless disregard for the truth of the statements. That's a far higher burden than when a private person sues for libel. The standard then is only that the media acted negligently. The standard is what it is for a public figure because, in theory, that public figure can call a news conference and get their side out to the public, something a private person likely could not. But of course, Trump has been banned from virtually all social media except his own, and his public speeches are no longer covered by many news outlets. So that's a new twist on the public person standard and access to media. Frankly, though, I'll be surprised if a lawsuit is even filed, because this is not an uncommon strategy for a public person to declare in a news release that they will be suing, and that's in order, of course, to get that message out to the public to show that they're standing up against what's been written or said. Even if nothing else is done, you see, Trump has shown his supporters his public stance on this issue, and in theory, CNN and other outlets will watch themselves a little more closely to avoid having a suit be filed. But then again, Trump made promises in the campaign and has a long list of those promises kept while he was in office. So if I were the folks at CNN, I'd be watching for the local sheriff or process server to come to the office front door. Promises made, promises kept, after all. And that's the Iowa Politics Report for Thursday, July 28th. On Twitter, Instagram, Getter, Parler, and Truth Social at Iowa Politics. I'm Jeff Stein on News Talk 1540 KXEL.